This your girl Pumpkin. Check us out on Laugh Lesson Lyric Show on Philly Hot Radio.
Well, damn it!
I got you.
Well,
let me back for you.
He on spring break. Didn't he come out of school last week?
I watched those guys also.
She was telling you you're different.
No, I understand she said I'm different because she was in old school.
Yeah.
So old school might just be my era. It might be, you know what I mean?
Listen.
I understand what she was talking
I
about.
watched your set from Laugh House.
Right?
That shit was phenomenal.
Thank you, sir. But I watch people, like I watched Richard Pryor and all those folks, but the question was who inspired me, this guy. All those guys that I named were people that, you know, I watched and I don't want to say wanted to be like, but, you know, they fit my personality more. You know,
you connected with them.
Yeah. You know, and you know, they were people that I looked at and was like, yo, like, that's me. I'm the Cedric the Entertainer, the goofy guy at the cookout, the goofy uncle at the cookout.
They don't have to be nasty.
You know what I mean? You know, no, I'm a nasty motherfucker.
Oh, no.
This is what I'm gonna tell you. Like I said, Cedric was like he a cool uncle at the cookout that all the young bucks want to, you know, chill with. That's me at the comedy shows. I'm the drinker. So most comedians be like, yo, I know O got a bottle somewhere. So, you know what I mean? I'm the cool uncle at the cookout. As far as Patrice O'Neal, I'm also the guy that people think it's about certain things, but don't want to say it. I'm that dude. I'm going to say it. You know what I mean? Tony Robbins, sometimes I am a little animated. You know what I mean? So, like I said, all that stuff, you know, came together and made, you know, OCD.
I noticed when you talk, your jaws don't move much.
Because
they move a lot.
They're trying to move.
They move a lot.
They're moving a lot when this barbecue season comes.
One question. In comedy, how do you deal with the sensitivity of America?
You can't be
sensitive. The thing is, certain things, like, there's only a couple things that I really don't touch too much.
Right.
When I do comedy, I don't too much touch religion.
Right.
And I tap it, pause if needed, but I tap, you know, homosexuality a little, like, you know, once or twice, and I don't really do too much politics. You know, I don't do too much of that.
My mom's best friend was homosexual.
Mm-hmm. My uncle is.
He was a nigga.
My uncle is.
So would that be a slight against me to talk about what he was teaching me?
I mean, no, I'm not saying I'm not saying not necessarily. Because one of my jokes that I say is I got jumped by a gay wheelchair gang called the Fruit Roll-Ups. I mean, like I said, I might touch on it. I just don't, you know, I don't bash you. You know what I mean?
They jumped you.
Nah, but it's funny because my mom's best friend was homosexual. Like, rest in peace, Mr. Sammy. But one day he catch me, right? He was like, Ricky, you know what I am? I said, yeah. What? I said, you're a homosexual. He's like, yeah. You know what I mean? I got his whole personality in my head. Mm-hmm. Like, I can reenact Mr. Sammy on a dumb.
But see, that's the thing. A lot of folks, like you have that story. I got an uncle, my Uncle Doug, okay?
Right.
He lives in Kentucky. My Uncle Doug.
Uncle Doug?
Well, yeah, that's what I call him. I don't call him his name. I'm sorry, but I know him as Uncle Doug.
Okay.
But my uncle, he is actually, he's dressed as a woman. He's
transsexual.
No, he's transsexual. Well, he's going through all the phases.
Oh, he's confused.
You know, he's going through all the phases to be, you know. I don't think he's confused. He's been doing it over 20 years, so he pretty much know what he's doing. He know what he's doing now. But,
anybody wants to be a woman is confused. But go ahead.
But you know, that's what he does. You know what I mean? And you know, he's a strong man. I mean, you know, whatever I guess you want to call him, because I can't get my Johnson cut off. But I can't say that you like what you're saying about Mr. Sammy.
Yeah.
That's something that you can utilize with Mr. Sammy. You can go ahead and do that. But what I'm saying is some people get up there and they will bash homosexuality.
You can't do
you can't really do that. Like you saw what happened with Kevin Hart.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? Mr. Sammy and impersonating him on stage, like, not, you know, but you know what I'm saying? Like telling your story of him. I don't, like, that's something I would do. But my Uncle Doug, I don't know. I mean, I just really, I don't have no memory of his funny memories with him. You know what I mean? As he became, transition. So, go ahead and do what you gotta do.
So you're saying, speaking of a life experience versus just taking a group of people and bashing them and talking about them is two separate different things.
Right.
Because that's the difference between when you're developing a joke that may come off as controversial towards a community that is very, very sensitive. Like I have a joke that's technically related to LGBT, but really the joke is basically trying to identify who or what gender they are. It's not me actually insulting the gender itself.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, so
it's like a loophole with this.
I was like 9 years old when I learned the cockback. You go like this.
What?
The cockback.
Cockback. This is cockback.
I can't even imagine you. I can't even.
I was like, nah. Wait, I said Mr. Sammy beat his nephew up. He was like, come on.
So they be having the strongest poses. They be like, no.
So that was his fighting pose?
Yes. And he whipped his ass.
Oh yeah, because they don't play.
No.
They're not people that you play with. They're not people that you want to
Some of the best fighters, they should be in the war.
But the thing that people get messed up about them is just because they are, homosexual, who they are, they still men at the end of the day.
Right.
So they strong them up.
Right.
They pretty much be like, you got me fucked up, pretty much. That's the catchphrase. Oh, you got me fucked up.
Now you had Mr. Sammy fucked up before You Got Me Fucked Up even came out.
Right. He was like, you got the wrong
I
one.
experienced it.
Yeah.
I believe you, man.
I watched this boy beat a boy up that just did 7 years. He came out like this.
No.
And Mr.
He came out
Sammy,
swole and whole.
He was a CNA. Listen, no BS. Like, I learned about CNAs before CNAs even got popular. I learned about homosexuality before it even came to the forefront. Yeah,
So,
like my life as a child, like I got prepared for this
True.
early. So it's like
Yeah, that's basically that's what comedy is. Yeah, like a lot of my life, I talk about in comedy. My brother got 19 kids.
speak about your culture.
18 different women.
How many daycares do you own?
Oh, you serious? Different women.
Are you serious?
Yeah, but I talk about that in my
His dick gotta be sick.
No, he need to get his dick laminated.
No, he just don't.
That's what he do.
He just don't know how to
Don't
cover
he
it.
still got skin on his shit?
I don't know. I don't know.
Is he fertile?
Is he fertile?
Is that shit dwindled down like
No,
a
are you
pencil?
serious?
How old is he?
That's what
18
dwindled.
baby mamas.
18.
Shit like a pencil. They're on small drawers that just dwindled
So-
down.
All of them still alive?
He the king of one night stands.
But that's the thing. Like, comedy. My thing is comedy for me is a lot of my life experiences or things I've seen or done. So, that's what what I target
18
to.
kids, 19
He got
Because that, you
a
can definitely
bazooka,
use that.
pretty much.
I'm pretty sure it's a lot of funny stories with 18 baby mamas.
He not gunshots.
So being called uncle.
This not the one that passed
Uncle
away,
Grandpa.
is it?
Oh no.
Oh, thank you.
So being called uncle is like, it's played out with you.
Yeah, I mean,
Like niggas feel like your uncle.
yeah, I got too many of them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Some of them, like, and I'm from South Philly, so
That's not just about the ass.
you know what I mean.
Damn.
Unc is a slang
Term,
for
yeah.
for a term.
Term and different.
You know what I mean? So you might call me Unc, and I just might be, hey, what's up? Thinking that they're, just from my hood, and they actually want my niece and nephew.
So have you been like all your comedy acts and sets and here in Philadelphia?
No.
So you've been in New Jersey, but tri-state area.
No, listen to me, okay? A lot of folks because they don't see me out at a lot of open mics or don't see me in the city a lot, doing some of these shows. I don't be here. In my time of doing comedy, in my time of being an event host, I've been pretty much all over the United States.
So what's your favorite place?
Doing comedy,
That's what's up,
doing music. Yeah, I've been around for a long while.
So your favorite spots to perform
my
at,
cousin.
or like the host at?
My favorite spot? I think the favorite spot that I've ever performed comedy would have probably been in Detroit. Yeah.
What about hosting?
With hosting with hip hop shows?
Any,
Any
you
type of
hosted
show.
comedy shows too, right?
Hosting comedy shows, hip hop shows.
Just in general, your favorite place
My
that you
favorite place
hosted?
would probably be in New York. No, matter of fact, no. Yeah, it would probably be between New York and Delaware.
I was kind of waiting for you to
Between New York.
plug your hoodie. Right
Oh yeah,
there.
we're gonna get to that. Of course, I love hosting my own shows. Legacy of Laughs. We have Legacy of Laughs is my LLC. Yesterday was our
Legacy
Saturday
of Labs.
was our 2-year anniversary. For our LLC, I put on a show once a month, well, once or sometimes twice a month in Chambersburg, Pennsylvania, which is about 2 hours and 30 minutes from here. You know, and I pretty much take a lot of folks from Philadelphia out there to give them their who hasn't had their time outside of Philadelphia to perform. Because some people just well, it's still Pennsylvania, but there's a different demographic in different places that you go.
Right.
You know what I mean? So well, Legacy of Laughs LLC is like I said, my company. We do a show out there, and it's pretty much 5 comedians. Usually have a headliner, a known headliner, and feature, and then I take some folks who, like I said, are new up and comers out there. And one thing that we always do is we also give chances for people who have never did comedy ever.
Really?
Yeah, who's never did comedy ever.
I never did.
What really what?
No, nothing. All right, we got to go on break here. When we come back.
When we come back, we gonna touch on that.
Yeah, we definitely gonna touch on that. Philly.
Play.
Man, him gonna fight if he talk over me one more damn
Don't
time.
beat them. Don't beat them. Don't beat them.
This is Philly Hot Radio. This is Laugh Lessons, the lyric show. This is your girl Pumpkin, the comedian.
It's like Coach Tandy, your favorite level up coach.
JPlay vibes and our new comedian.
Special guest Billy Ray.
And we're gonna come back and we're gonna finish talking to our special guest, OC Diesel, y'all. Yeah. It's your girl Pumpkin, streaming live on Philly Hot Radio. Live Lesson, the lyric show. This we back here speaking with OC Diesel. The time right now 6:21. This is your girl Pumpkin, the comedian.
This is like Coach Tandy, your favorite level up coach.
JPlay vibes comedian in the building.
Special guest Billy Ray.
And your boy Big O, aka the biggest, the baddest, the Madison, no shirt, represents more straight up sass and cactus, aka I'm talking about aka Puff Fatty, aka I'm Pick a Dollar, aka Same Old Snacks, aka Big Doc Obama. We are here with these guys.
I'm so cool.
AKA Fat Jodeci.
I'm gonna have you for a co-host.
Hold on.
Listen.
You do remember how me and you met though, right? Did you just call me Fat Jodeci?
Yes, he
Do you
did.
remember outside the Funny Money event when you tried to cut on me the last time? You better stop, boy.
But you liked it though. You liked
I
the
did.
company. So you know what? Because
Yeah.
I said it was a show called Funny Money Show, and I said with DC on the lineup, I said make sure. He said, yo, we got a couple of wings, whatever. There's not that much there. I said, well, I gotta make sure I get it for Diesel. When Diesel hit me back on stage, I forgot.
He almost cried a little bit, but
He went to the car to cry.
He said you're too young for them teeth.
Now he just
he
reaching.
do got a lot of teeth though, but it's alright. It's alright. He might sneeze and bite a hole in his chest, but we're gonna leave him alone. I'm sorry for disrupting y'all.
He's got a lot of
We
guns.
hear these conversations and these conversations.
He got all 32 teeth on the top row.
I got a lot of them.
I'm sorry. See, you done started. He was sitting
Hey,
here.
I said I'm sorry. And he's doing it again.
We was sitting here having a nice conversation, and then you gonna pick on me.
Homie, I got a lot of it.
Back to what we were talking about before the joint. I do. I put on a lot of people, and I like to have fun.
Same here. Comedy is everything.
It is.
It's
But
the
We need it.
It's therapeutic.
Like, outside of like singing and comedy, I swear, man, I ain't never meet nothing that can touch my soul as much as singing and comedy.
So first of all,
comedy saved
I
my
know
life.
this two-car player wouldn't tell you this, but I'm okay.
I know this breaking dance.
Comedy saved my life. It did. It saved my life.
That's how I get out of situation to fight with my own sisters. I crack a joke. You know what I'm saying? They upset because the perms is tearing their brain cells up. The men making them mad because they boyfriend and hit them on their ass when they left. Out the house. You know what I'm saying?
people got too much
He
stigma.
didn't leave her $2.50 and she get on the doggone train.
How much?
$2.50.
She needed a transfer.
$2.50.
He gonna borrow something to her.
What can the verse say? You need to change your stinky ways.
Break it down.
Can I ask a question?
Cause I want y'all to believe
How did it change your life?
Comedy changed my life
Oh,
because
you said it saved your life or changed your life?
it saved my life and it changed my life.
How did it save your life? That's
Saved
what
my
I'm
life because at the times where I was taking the breaks that I was taking because of family situations and just life situations. One of the situations was my mother only had 20% chance of living after a surgery, and I was mentally, on some. If my mom go, I'm going.
Right.
And it wasn't on no. I'm going health wise. I was going.
Right.
And I was gonna take me there. And the reason that it changed my life is I look at my bank account sometimes and I'm like, yeah, all right. And
Wait, your bank account is set up a little different now?
a little different.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I can appreciate that answer.
yeah, that's it.
And you know what you got, you dominant genetically. So why, what you have a passion for, that's what.
This dude is out Who drunk majority of that E&J?
We all
Punky.
did.
No, I think you did.
No,
Yeah,
punky.
he already started it.
You see where most of the fingers went, right?
But you know what's crazy
For real?
about this? No, but you know what's crazy about this? She doesn't look like she had it. I know, because I camouflage my cup too. But she don't even look like she had none of this yet. So
That's awesome.
she probably look, you two probably look the most sober in this place.
Well, I don't drink dark liquor, so I haven't touched that bottle.
Oh, yeah, so you segregate.
Yeah.
Since all this corona's going around and I don't trust people licking their blunts and stuff, I'm not smoking no weed, so I gotta,
Yeah, smoke to the
I ain't
neck.
even dap nobody up at all. Like we doing kid and play. We doing
Yeah. The other day at my show, Saturday, our 2-year anniversary show, every comedian that I introduced, I got the video of it. I gave them an elbow bump as they came up. Look, and I wasn't shaking no hands as they came up. We had wireless mic. I was switching. I wasn't doing none of that.
Yeah, new mic for each comic. All right, here we go.
Yeah, and the thing, I work in the airline industry, so I'm always interacting and touching stuff. And look, I've been washing my hands and wearing gloves at work for years, so
Right.
none of that's new to me. That's what gets me with everybody now is
You just started to wash your hands?
they're telling us to do things that you're supposed to do.
Right. It's like you just started washing your hands.
That's
Like,
nasty.
I'm sorry, but I think a little different, right? I was that dirty little kid. I was
But how many times did your parents tell you, take your hand out your mouth?
I don't come in my kitchen with them dirty ass hands.
No
Keep your
kids.
hand out. You gonna make it fall out and see what happens?
My dad's side of the family is on this side of the street. My mom's side of the family is on this side of the street.
Well, I'll be damned.
I went down the street to eat dirt.
Oh man.
So for me, it's like, if I'm already dirty, how can I catch the virus?
He's out of control, man. What is wrong with this guy?
It's pure truth, though.
So you was a homeless guy with a house.
Man, 2 houses.
One was on Squad Avenue.
Listen. Yeah.
One was on Squad
I
Avenue.
know, I'm so done.
Not even 2, but if I tell you the honest fact of the matter, I have like 4 houses in the facility that I can go to.
Yeah. Look, shoot.
But I ain't dirt.
I grew up in the projects in South Philly, so I was able to go from door to door.
I
And,
love
you know what I
South
mean?
Philly.
And everybody was whipping you behind too. So if I was down the street eating dirt and whoever house I was in front of eating dirt, they was gonna whip my ass and take me to my mom until I was eating dirt and I was gonna get beaten there.
So you got that down you
You know
too.
why I love South Philly though? When I first met Chris Cotton, I met him down Delaware. I didn't meet him in Philly. And he was telling jokes.
You see how his glasses came on when he was speaking some
jokes.
truth.
He was telling jokes about my wife. You know what I mean? I later found out he was from South Philly.
Yeah, he was a very
Man.
very influential part of my comedy coming up. And I will say, I thank God that I was blessed enough to be able to have met him, to have been mentored by him, and also to have went on the road with him.
Wow.
So, Yeah. So Chris,
He wanted me to be his manager.
Yeah, Chris.
I love
I'm heated.
Chris is a great dude.
I told Pokey in my head, this nigga had time for me as far as like when I was formulating in my head. Like I was putting a little program together in my head.
What we talking about? We talking about Chris Cotton that passed away recently. He was in a comedy family. He wrote for Comedy Central. He was a very awesome guy.
Easily a Philly legend.
Yeah,
So-
definitely. I wouldn't even just say Philly legend. Like
Nah,
it was across the world. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
L.A., New York, they knew him.
in my head, like I really thought we had time.
Yeah.
Right.
Listen, a couple months before his passing, we had a show in Baltimore, and me and Chris always talked, via phone and at shows and stuff like that. But we had a little over 2 hours just to ride back to Philly, while one of the other comedians was in the backseat sleep because he didn't want to be social with us that night. But anyway, and I've always had good conversation with Chris, but this conversation just seemed like it was something different. And honestly, like not to be cliche-ish or kind of sound eerie, that was my last time talking to him because I was busy, he was busy, so the next couple of months we didn't talk like that at all. And I felt like once he passed, that was probably the conversation we had that night coming back from Baltimore was probably what he had to tell me personally before we left. I mean, before he left, because he was telling me things about myself and about comedy that not only that he saw, but he also wanted me to work on and get better at. And maybe, like I said, that was probably his coaching that he was supposed to tell me was before he passed. And while on that subject, if I can say this, that's one thing about Legacy of Laughs. Not plugging my company, but our thing is, I had a sister that passed. I had 2 brothers that passed. I had a brother that recently passed last year. Okay.
Wow.
And my business partner Isaac Brumfeld, his brother passed years ago, and I met Isaac through him booking me for his brother's memorial service of his passing, and then we started our company shortly after. But Legacy of Laughs is basically we want to be able to form our legacy and uplift the legacy of people who have passed on through laughter. You know what I mean? One thing that we also do, other than try to give people who have never done comedy ever a chance. We had a lady the other night, 65 years old, came in to our show last month and was like, look, I want to try comedy.
Wow.
We put her on stage this past Saturday, and I'm going to say this, she was horrible. But just being able to help her with her dream.
Yeah.
It may not ever go anywhere.
To give her the chance, because probably nobody else would have given her the chance because of her age.
Right.
Exactly. And we also, we donate to charity every month. Every month on our show, we donate to a different charity. So just like I said, I mean, Legacy of Laughs.
You donate. I'm sorry. Hold up. You donate to different charities
every month.
every month. Which like name? Can you name?
There's a non-profit organization in Chambersburg called Chambersburg Phoenix semi-pro football team. We donate to them. We've donated just to leukemia foundations. Just
see, that is
foundation.
awesome.
Yeah, I had a brother that died in '96 from leukemia. So you know what I mean. Like we donate to different charities. One thing, like I said to y'all, off air, I am a comedian. I'm a promoter, but I'm also a father of a 23-year-old. You know what I mean? I've been with my wife 25 years. I'm also a man. So my heart goes out to different things. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I'm not the, rough exterior.
That sounds Philly talk. You sound like Chris Cotton right now.
I'm not always the...
You sound like a couple of drug dealers I met when I was locked up.
Yeah, that's what he said.
He already got to look like he ready to start that product.
I don't see what I'm going. I'm not going. I'm not with
You know what I mean? He got the...
that sound Philly talk right now.
That's what down bags are. That's why it's so high.
But no,
Because y'all not South Philly's not selfish. Y'all not
no, but this
selfish.
on some real talk. No, we'll rob the hell out of you.
Right.
South Philly is known for robbing.
Damn.
What I'm saying to you is...
So you're talking.
No.
Go ahead.
Funny thing he just said...
What's that?
Funny thing he just said is, I sound like a nigga that he was a drug dealer. He was in jail. OC ain't always been a funny dude.
About that.
In '97, I had a nervous breakdown. Okay, which kind of slowed me back. But before that, that's when I was in the streets. I did those things. So, like I said, it's one of those things. If I can tear down the streets Why can't I come back and rebuild them the same way I tore them down?
That's true. That's
How old
true.
are you?
Wait, now I have another question.
OC, how old are
Don't
you?
be touching this shit. I don't mean touch your hands.
OC, how old are you?
And God willing, in November, I'll be 45.
November what?
November 4th.
Ow.
Scorpio.
Got a Scorpio brother in the house. My birthday's November 3rd.
I guarantee you know, Saif.
We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it.
We gonna
But speaking of 45, I'm going to have a roast
now
for my 45th birthday.
Yeah.
One of my very
You gonna buy JPlay?
No.
Please.
Why?
What?
Listen,
No,
You scared?
I'm gonna be nice.
OC.
I'm gonna be nice at first.
Listen,
For 10 seconds.
What I want to do, honestly, with the roast, I want it to be comedians that actually know me outside of comedy.
Okay.
One of my closest friends in comedy is Mel Harris.
Mel Harris.
Yeah, Mel Harris.
Mel Harris. I know Mel Harris.
He be at the Philly Comedy Club.
Yeah, Mel Harris.
And the other joint.
He been to Philly what?
Philly Comedy Club. AC Comedy Club.
Philly Comedy Club. What's Philly Comedy Club at?
Listen, Mel Harris is so nice on the mic, right?
He's hilarious.
You don't even know when he's
Telling a joke.
all the way into his shit. Like the ball's so nice.
So who else? Mel Harris and who
Mel
else?
Harris is gonna host it.
Okay.
And a younger comedian. I mean, he's been around for maybe a little over a year now. But me and him, are kind of cool when it comes to him knowing my life story. But Dale Go's gonna be on it.
There go.
Yeah, Dale's gonna.
Yeah, I
be on
know you are really close.
No,
Like,
yeah.
From South Philly?
No,
he's not.
Dale is from South Philly, but yeah, that's originally. But he's gonna be on it, and I have a few other comedians that I'm just waiting for confirmation from. But I wanted to be more than just the usual roast of people just getting up there like, all right, want to just say a couple jokes, but I want people to know me.
Okay. All right, it's 6:36, everyone, and who's tuning in? This is Philly Hott Radio. We have a special guest, OC Diesel, in the house, a Philadelphia comedian and a promoter. We got to take a break. This is Laugh Lesson and Lyric Show. This is your girl, Pumpkin, the beautiful, sexy, goddamn thick comedian. Yeah.
It's life coach Tandy, your favorite level up coach.
And the most sanitized comedian that come in handy right now, comedian JPlay Vines.
And I am your special guest, Billy Ray.
We'll be right back with more of OC Diesel. We're going to play a little, our special guy, underground radio artist, that's Super K, baby, 5-star lasagna. It's your girl Pumpkin, streaming live on Philly Hott Radio. We're back. Welcome. Thank you. Please, everyone, this is, we want you to call in at 484-477-6348. This is Philly Hott Radio Show with the Laugh Lesson Lyric Show, and I am your girl Pumpkin, the comedian.
That's life coach Tandy, your favorite level up coach.
The cleanest comedian JPlay Vines.
A special guest, Billy Ray.
And we have OC Diesel here. We continue the interview. We're talking about the passion and the loss of Chris Cotton, and I want to talk about the loss. We lost Chitter Chatter.
Yep, let's talk about it.
So what? When I met her at the Lyrics Lounge, Laugh and Cry. And I'm nosy. I like to pry in people's business.
I know.
So
That's what we meant.
That's a proven
No,
statement right there.
I know.
Facts.
It's all good. It's all good, OC. So when we talked, she agreed for me to. She agreed to do the reality show, and she was my first comedian that I recorded. It started November the 4th.
My birthday.
Milk cookies.
You just plugged your birthday.
Started November the 4th. And when I connected with her, she is so freaking awesome. She invited me to her home. I started, she was just so warming and welcoming. So, and when she passed away on Thanksgiving,
Yeah,
4:45, I was up and I posted something funny and she laughed at it. 10 o'clock, we got the message saying she's not here no more. So she left laughing.
I'm sorry for that.
Go ahead.
Chilla meant more to me than comedy.
Wow.
People don't. I mean, first off, I put Chilla Chat on stage her first time she ever did comedy.
Wow.
As I did for a lot of people that y'all might see on flyers right now in Philly.
Respect.
That I just don't talk about. I mean, I'm mentioning her because we're talking about her.
Yeah, respect.
There's a lot of people in Philly that I put on stage for the first time, and there's a long list of them. But anyway, Chilla wasn't just a comedian to me. She wasn't just a friend to me. Chilla is actually, I've known my wife 25 years. Chilla is actually my wife's cousin. Okay, Chilla's
small world
cousin is married to my father-in-law, and Chilla's been around since the beginning of the time of me and my wife. Since my wife was a young buck, so Chilla was my family. She was, my sister, but also, like I said, in family bloodline, my cousin. You know what I mean? So she meant more to me than that. So when she passed, me and Chilla used to talk almost every day.
So you already know, cause me and her talk too.
So I know, I talked to Chilla a lot, and it hurt me bad when Chilla passed, because one thing that she had was a passion and a love for comedy.
Right.
And once she first got ill, when she first got ill, it was hurting her bad. Like, not the fact that she was ill, but the fact she couldn't get on stage like she wanted to.
And she showed up still.
Yeah, she showed up still.
After her doggone.
I was just about to say that.
Her dialysis. Yeah, dialysis. Yeah.
I had a show in Chambersburg. With my show that I still have every month. Like I said, last.com. But anyway, I had an all-female show, and I told Chilla, look, I want you to headline. And she said, all right, I'll do it. And Chilla went to dialysis that morning, and then got in the car and took that 3-hour ride to still perform. And she got up there after having dialysis that morning. Because
that drains you. Dialysis drains you.
And when we was at the hotel, I went past her room and I'm like, you okay, Judy, you okay? And she was like, yeah, I'm good. And she looked just so weary and weak, but the minute she got to that club and got on that stage, you couldn't tell. Should have had passion and love for comedy. That's why, one thing with me is I can't and I will never let Chris, Mike Brooks, or Chilla's,
legacy go unnoticed.
Cotton's, legacy go. No, I appreciate him for doing that, because I'm about to get a little choked up if just talking about her.
I want you to get choked up. That's the whole point.
I won't ever let their legacy or what they tried to build go unnoticed. You know what I mean? Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. And so I'm about to say something, right? I know you've been following me, right?
Listen. I see everything.
Because
I see and I watch everything.
See, and the thing is the hate. You know what I'm saying? We Philly Hot Radio on our team, our first show, I wanted to give Chilla some love.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm going all over the place. Proof. Looking for a venue. Came up, doing, if you're a manager, you know what you're supposed to do as a man. You make shit happen, right?
I almost lost my wife because I was working so hard for my artists. Go ahead.
So, saying that, a group of people stopped me from making something come, for stopping a show that was tribute to Chitter Chatter. What do you say to people like that?
All right, I'm gonna be honest with you.
Please.
I'm gonna be honest with you, okay? I know this. When you're talking about, I don't want to talk about that. You know what I mean? Talk about them per se, because there's 3 sides to every story. Yours, theirs, and the truth lies in the middle somewhere. You know what I mean? Because I'm gonna be honest, because both sides are not gonna tell the 110% full word for word story. I'm just being honest with you.
That raises a question for me, but go on.
I would tell the whole, because ain't nobody gonna put my ass take it away. Because I don't do nothing wrong. I cross my T's and dot my I's.
And I believe you do.
All right, because this is something
I'm
I
not saying
realized.
that you didn't.
This is something I realized in entertainment. It doesn't even matter what your art form you're displaying.
We gonna put this shit
why
out
is it
there.
so? All right, for you, how long you been doing comedy?
10 years.
10 years, right? So, God, man. So you should know the answer to this question. Why is there so much gossiping and backbiting within the entertainment community?
But that's it.
Not saying everywhere.
Anywhere. Can you stay focused on top? We talk about chitter chatter.
I'll answer you that question real quick, and then we get back to what we were talking about. Because some people fear their position or their spot, and then there's also a lot of people who, instead of going down the right road, they try to go around a block. And sometimes we try to go around a block, then there's a collision that happens. You know what I mean? And then some people just flat out fucking jealous. So that's why it's so much of that in entertainment, period. So back to what you were saying. So I'm not saying that you didn't go, or you wouldn't lie to me. I'm not saying that. But I'm saying like even, sometimes when we tell the story, we don't tell the whole thing. You know what I mean? Not that we're
Who
trying.
don't?
No, listen.
Not me. When it comes to
Are you
me.
telling from your perspective? It's two
You're speaking to other people.
Yeah, I'm just speaking in general.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying you, but I'm just
It's not
speaking
about
generally.
me. Okay.
No. I'm just saying speaking generally. Like I said, I don't want to talk about that because I don't know the true story of what happened with y'all. So I don't, I don't even want to say that those folks were hating or whatever. But what I will say, I'll tell you the only part that like I said, because one thing about me, I've been in this game and in this city for a long time. So a lot of people, as Jay said earlier, a lot of people look at me as a mentor or somebody of some sort of quote unquote stature in this entertainment industry in Philadelphia. It's just as well as Billy said. He got some people that don't even live in Philly who respect me for being a straight up stand up dude when it comes to entertainment. But one thing I will say to you that I did see that I felt some type of way about with this show, and it was rectified, of course. Because you said you want to put this on tape, right? I felt like before you even got a date, got a time, or a venue for the show, you should have got the blessings of Chitter's daughter.
I did.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
You didn't.
Yes,
Listen,
I did.
I'm gonna tell you how.
Because you called, because no, this is the step. Because I called her best friend first for her to call her daughter and talk to her daughter.
Listen to me. I'm telling you what I know. Okay?
But I don't have to get it. My thing is, if we collected money, that's a difference. If I'm doing a show for Whitney Houston, I'm doing a tribute for Whitney Houston, I don't need to go call Whitney Houston family and get a permission.
The only thing I disagree with you with on that is because.
But afterwards, I did talk to her.
Yeah, you heard what you just said.
After I talked to the family member, I talked to one of the important family members first, and she gave me the go.
The most important family member, family member is Nira. I don't care who. Listen,
you're right.
Listen, I don't care who else said to you, let's go with it. Until you talk to Nira, who I talk to almost every single day since and before her mother passed. No, she didn't know about it until after the fact of the situation where the people that you were talking about, you said, was trying to bring it down. Okay, that's when she found out about the fact of. Hold on, there was something that was...
No, it wasn't. It didn't happen like that, did it, Billy?
Listen.
Billy, it did not happen like that.
Not really.
It did not happen like that. It did not happen like
she
that.
She didn't know about it until then. And then, after the fact of that, when it was finally brought to her attention that there was a tribute show for her mother, then you two spoke. After. Because, like I said, I talked to her.
I didn't put no flyer and stuff out.
It was
No. I talked about it. I didn't put no flyer. We didn't create the flyer. We didn't create the flyer.
Hold on.
We talked about it.
Listen,
because I could talk about something I want to do, but it wasn't no set date when I talked about it.
I'm going to tell you like this, and I'm 110% dead on ball sure it was, because when she found out about the show, and immediately I was like, yeah, you didn't know about the show? And I sent her the flyer then. The flyer was already
Oh,
out.
you wrong. Y'all wrong.
How am I wrong for it?
Man.
No,
it wasn't what I was supposed to. She said, oh, there's a show. I said, yeah, here's the flyer. And I sent her the flyer.
He doing what he's supposed to do as far as like...
I didn't send her the flyer.
What's going on.
Yeah, I didn't send her the flyer on the notion of any kind of...
what flyer did you send her?
I sent her the flyer for the show that you had.
What flyer was
what
that?
Flyer though? Because
I
know who made the flyers. So
Yeah, he made the
It
flyers.
was only
Yeah.
two of them.
It was only 2 flyers.
Okay, I'm gonna show you which one.
But my point is,
now the one that
my
had
point is, after I talked to her daughter gave me approval. Once, then I started really pushing the flyers after I got the approval from her daughter.
You talking about the one that Voix Lounge made?
Yeah, the one that Voix- the one that Voix
made
had-
the one with the microphone in the middle.
Yeah, that's what they made after I talked to her daughter. After I talked to her
Is this
daughter.
the file right here?
That's
That was afterwards. That was afterwards.
Hold on, listen to me.
That was after I talked to
Hold on,
her.
listen to what I'm saying to you. She didn't know about it until this flyer was sent to her.
That's a lie. That's a lie. Because Vox made that flyer.
She personally did not know until that flyer was
That's a
sent to
lie.
her.
That's a lie. That's a lie. B.
Listen, I'm telling you.
Because they told me to take the one off and make another one, and I already talked to Daenerys when I sent that out. So
When you sent the second one out.
the second one.
The first one was posted
Listen.
before you talked to her. You
The
posted
point
the
you was
first
trying to
one,
make
then you
was
spoke with her
Huh?
after they made
After they made that
No,
one.
the point I was trying to make was.
So there was a flyer that went out
But there was a
before
miscommunication.
talking to the daughter.
Right.
That was not the first one that went out.
No.
Right. But what I'm saying to you is.
That
this,
was not-
But this flyer right here. This flyer right here is when she personally found out.
No, she didn't.
Whoever was
It
spoke
couldn't
to.
have.
Listen, whoever was spoke to before then. Her daughter was not. It was not
That's
too
not
late
true.
to her daughter.
That's not true.
I'm telling you this.
That's not true.
It could be.
Listen.
Because they made that after we made the first flyer.
That's what I'm saying.
We made the first flyer.
So let's
You
let's
was
let's
so-
let's
Hold on.
You was
What?
talking to somebody that's close to the daughter. And
Her best friend, Lynette.
hear me out.
Right.
And you counting on this lady to relay the message, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you're not sure if she relayed the message or not.
When she got the message, I'm telling you,
He like
was when I sent her that.
it's like
What was
this.
her reaction?
And somebody talk to somebody every
She was
day.
like, she said, "Oh, I'm gonna reach out to her and see what's going on."
But that's not why it was
And-
canceled.
No, it's not why it was canceled. But what I'm
Because of
saying
the
to you,
coronavirus.
I didn't say that's why it was canceled. You
No.
that's what I said.
I'm speaking on something else.
No. That's not why it was canceled.
But
No, it's not.
Right.
Because she did say that once y'all spoke, she did give you the blessings on it. Yeah. I never said that. You're listening to what
you
I'm
ain't
saying.
call me and say nothing. Let's talk about something.
You're listening to what I'm saying to you.
Right.
You're listening to what I'm saying.
I understand that.
This has nothing to do with you. You're not
I-
understanding.
But I'm going to put it together, so that's got something to do with me.
No, you're not digging what I'm saying to you right now. You're taking it personally.
Of course I'm going to take it personal.
When you should
Okay,
be.
but I think she's taking it personal because the original question was not about a mistake that she made, or it was not about the miscommunication with her and the daughter. Me and Pumpkin talked several times before the first and the second flyer went out. Okay, and we talked about her reaching out to the daughter and reaching out to the best friend. So I think the issue, the overall issue is her feeling of us not sticking together. Because the miscommunication with her and the daughter, because she told the daughter, if you have an issue with it, I'll still have the show and take her name off of it. That's not a problem. Okay?
And she did say that. And like I
So
said, afterwards,
her issue is the original question that she asked you about, because you've been in the game so long, was why we don't stick together. What is that about?
That was the original question I asked.
yeah, and that was the question that you asked, and
That's what I asked,
spoke
see?
on it. No, she didn't say why don't we stick together. She said why would these folks hate?
Same thing.
So that's the same
thing.
thing.
Why we
Because
stick
listen,
together?
listen,
That's what happened. They
because
canceled something.
Let
Go ahead,
me
baby.
talk for
He
me.
already answered.
It's the same thing. It's the same thing. We are all in. Listen, we represent each other if we want to or not.
One day every day.
The people on the outside that see us all the same. We all in one box. If we want to be or not. Period.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Period.
100%.
So my thing is that because I agreed with her how she felt about the situation. I feel as though if even in this situation, a phone call could have been made. It just could have been better communication overall.
And it was. It was. After the fact of her daughter finding out, she contacted her. and they discussed it, and she said, "Okay, I give you my blessings."
That's why the show is still on at a later date.
Yes, that's
There
right.
you go.
Exactly.
But-
Exactly.
Somewhere else.
Exactly.
But my
But the
thing is,
original
a
question
group
was-
people, I'm gonna put it out there.
But, okay.
I got the
Don't
email.
do
Go
it.
ahead, go ahead.
And this is my thing.
I can't speak on them. I don't know why they did what they did. I don't know.
And
You know
this is
why.
the thing. This
I
is the
don't
thing.
know why. Because like I said to you,
But this
one
goes
thing
against what we say.
I'm gonna take it.
Okay.
I have a rule.
Yes.
2.2. You get 2.2
Red card.
and then I move forward.
Flag on
Because
play.
at the
No.
end of the day, you're
No
gonna be
whistle
who
at.
you are. Whatever your reason is gonna be your reason, and nobody can change it.
Right.
So after 2.2 seconds, it's no reason to discuss it
It's
anyway.
not. And another thing is the reason I don't want to talk, me personally, talk about them is because of the fact I don't know what happened on that news, on those two sides. I don't know what they did. I don't know what she did. I don't know nothing about that.
But,
the only thing I
yeah.
do know about, and like I said, the situation I'm talking about that I just felt like okay could have been done a little better with the show is because it affected me. What's going on between them, and that's not the reason why the show was canceled. The reason the show was canceled was for.
I got the email, so I know where
I'm talking about, I'm saying like I'm talking about as far as
in that spot, but it's not
How
canceled.
did it affect you?
I'm talking about as far as
Yeah, I'm curious.
no,
how did it affect you?
hold on, I'm telling you. As far as Chitter's daughter situation, that's what affected me. Outlook, and it wasn't that your show again was not canceled
But
because.
can I ask you why? Can I ask you why it affected you? If we would have collected no
listen,
money.
I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you why. A couple different reasons, okay? If I'm doing a tribute to Pumpkin, okay, and I know Pumpkin's in one Pumpkin's name holds weight, okay, in a situation, and it's going to draw people. All right. Listen. I would want Pumpkin's family to know that okay, I'm going to do this, but in me, I'm also going to say, look, I want to do something more than just put Pumpkin's name on. I want something to happen where as though Pumpkin's family, Pumpkin's friends, and things of that nature will be able to honor her as well. Like until the other day when Pumpkin reached out to me and talked to me about the new date and the new show, nobody on that flyer except one person who actually had to reach out to Pumpkin and ask her to be on that show. Nobody that really knew Chitter was on that show. If I'm gonna do a Pumpkin a tribute to Pumpkin, I'm gonna go get Billy Rick because I know that's her guy.
I had a special guest.
Listen, hold on.
No, you gotta listen to what he's saying.
You did have a special
And
guest.
that new Chitter Chatter.
Diesel.
No, you did have a guest.
I'm invisible.
You did have a guest. She cut me off. I wasn't finished.
Because the people that I called, they couldn't make it.
Listen, hear what I'm saying to you, okay? The people that were on the show was nobody that really had a connection with you. They didn't.
Except for one person.
Except for one
That's
person.
special
Yeah,
guest.
except for one person. Okay? That's what I just said. I said except for one person. You're not listening to me.
But the
You're
people
hearing
that I
what I'm saying.
called, they couldn't make it. They knew Chitter. They
So,
couldn't make it.
you just called me the other day, 2 days ago, about
For one, Billy was on there. Billy is our best friend.
Right.
Billy.
No, but I'm
That's
saying,
one.
yeah.
And another
But-
one too.
but
It was gonna be
I'm saying-
another one.
but what
So
I'm
it
saying-
was people that knew Chitter.
so what I'm
So
saying-
here we go. Okay, you know what? It's 7:01. We're gonna have to end this here. We definitely gonna have to be continue on this one, OC.
We can.
Yes.
Because-
I love it. Because this is one way. This is a reality show.
No, because
You gotta
what I'm saying right now is like you're
No, not
taking,
yet.
you're taking what I'm saying.
I got it. I'm sorry. I got to end this. It's after 7 o'clock. Thank you everyone for tuning in to Philly Hot Radio. This is a Laugh Lesson Lyric Show. We're ending the interview with OC Diesel. Yes, tune in. What happened?
No,
Go talk.
no, I was saying like.
He was saying Jurassic Park.
I was saying tune in to our next episode.
Well, I be damn.
Yeah, I was.
You was saying the same shit.
You done cut it off 11 times.
You feel this? This is why I gotta do the mama shit. Goddamn JPlay shit. Shut the fuck up.
And that's why I be laughing.
Damn. All right, we ending this, y'all. We ending this. Thank you for tuning in. Subscribe, please, to YouTube. Download the app. I don't know what's going on with the damn app. We ain't hitting it. We ain't recording it. But still download the damn app. Look us up on Google, PhillyHot.com.
YouTube.
This is your girl and YouTube streaming live. Please subscribe us. This is your girl Punky the comedian.
That's Life Coach Tandy, your favorite level up coach.
And JPlay Violence, the comedian.
And special guest Billy Red.
And we out of this bitch.
This your girl Pumpkin. Check us out on Laugh Lesson Lyric Show on Philly Hot Radio.